I've got about 3/4 of a jar of pasta sauce, and I don't want pasta for dinner, so let me show you what I'm gonna make instead. I am going to make eggs Provençal, which is basically the Italian version of shakshuka. And I want to make the flavor of this pasta sauce a little bit more robust. So I'm just gonna start by semi-finely dicing an onion, a very small onion. Next, I'm just gonna very thinly slice a large clove of garlic. And then I want some greens as well. I'm gonna chop up like a handful of baby kale. Of course, I'm gonna need something to dip in my eggs Provençal, so I am going to use some garlic bread. These only take like 6 minutes or so, so I am going to just leave them here and get everything else started, and these are gonna go in the oven at the end. I'm just gonna do a little bit of olive oil in a pan over like medium-high heat. Once that oil is nice and heated, I'm just gonna go ahead and add in my onion. I'm gonna give this some salt and some pepper and about a tablespoon of water. And basically, I'm just gonna cook this until it's translucent. Once all of that water has been absorbed and they're pretty much translucent, I'm gonna go ahead and put in some red pepper flakes and all of that chopped kale, and I'm just going to wilt that down. Even baby kale is a lot stronger than spinach, so this is gonna take a couple of minutes, and you really want to let it get nice and tender. Otherwise, it's not really gonna like melt into your sauce. Once it is all nice and wilted, I am gonna go ahead and add in my sliced garlic. I'm only going to let this cook for a second until it's nice and fragrant. I don't really want to brown anything. I basically just don't want it to remain raw in the final form. It's nice and fragrant, and so I'm gonna add in my sauce. It was originally up to here, so I used about half of the amount. I'm gonna let this bubble away for about 5 minutes. I basically just want all of those flavors to really meld together and for it to thicken up a little bit. I'm also gonna add about a tablespoon and a half of butter. This is like the secret ingredient to making it divine. We're nearing the 5 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and get my garlic bread in the oven. I've turned the temperature down to medium, and now we are going to cook our eggs. I've gone ahead and transferred each egg into its own little cup so that it's easier to maneuver this. But I'm basically going to make a little hole and pour it right in. And we're gonna poach our eggs right in this tomato mixture.